Okay, hello everyone. Today we are going to continue with the array multiplier design. So last time we have seen one design technique, that is technique number one, based on this general multiplication of two 4-bit unsigned binary numbers, and this was the technique which we have seen. Okay, which consists of around 16 AND gates, 8 full adders and 4 half adders. So this was approach number one. Now for today, there is one more approach which we can adopt in implementing this array multiplier. Okay, so let us begin. So I've kept this procedure over here intact. Okay, 4 cross 4 multiplication. You can refer the last session video for the explanation of this procedure. Okay, so let us begin. So first term we have for P0. So for implementing P0, we require a AND gate. Let me just little bit slightly expand it. Yeah. So for P0, we have this AND gate A0 B0, which are the two inputs, and directly the output generated will be P0. Okay, and then for P1 we have two products which have to be added. So these two products are A1 B0 and A0 B1. Okay, these are generated using two separate AND gates, and these act as the input. Okay, so we have two inputs and two outputs, which will be sum and the carry out, C out. So we will use a half adder one. Okay, because there is no C in bit over here. So half adder one sum output will be P1. Okay, over here, and the C out will be transmitted to the next bit. Okay, the next P2 process. Fine. So over here for P2 we have three products which have to be added. So first we add B0 A2. Okay, A2 B0 and A1 B1, and give it as to the full adder number one. Okay, so full adder number one will produce two outputs, C out and sum. So that sum is given to another half adder 2, right? And your for full adder 1, the C out of the half adder 1 becomes the C in of full adder 1. Okay, that care you have to take. Now we have to add the remaining product, that is A0 B2. So that is added by using another half adder 2, whose output is again sum and C out, which has been passed to full adder 3. Okay, whereas the sum becomes P2. Here it is, P2. Okay, so in this way the bits have been produced, and for the next case we have P3, where we have to add four product terms. Okay, so first we start with the two terms, B3 sorry B0 A3, that is A3 B0 and A2 B1, which are generated using AND gates, are applied as the two inputs to the full adder, and the C out bit from full adder 1 is been applied as a C in bit of of full adder 2. So full adder 2 will produce two outputs, C out, which will go to the next stage, that is P4 stage, and sum, which will go to the full adder number 3. Now we have to add another another product term, that is A1 B2. Okay, so this is given to full adder number 3, which will again produce C out and sum, whose sum is again given to a half adder 3, right? And with the other input as A0 B3. So all the terms have been added now, and half adder 3 sum will produce will store the P3 bit, I mean, and the C out will be given to full adder number 5. So in this way we are progressing. Now for P4, P4 contains the C out bit from P3 also, and it add these three product terms. So it contains the C out bit from the previous P3 functionality, okay, implementation. And then full adder number 4 will receive two inputs. One is the C out from the previous P3 bit, and other will be A3 B1. Okay, and C out of full adder number 3 is given as the C in for full adder number 4. For full adder number 4 will produce the C out term and the sum term. Okay, so full adder number 4. So this sum term is given to another full adder number 5, whose another input is A2 B2. Okay, here A2 B2. Fine. The half adder 3 output C out is given as a C in for full adder 5. So full adder 5 will produce sum and carry out, which is carry out is given to full adder number 6, and sum is given to another half adder number 4. Now we are yet to add the last product term, A1, B3. So we add over here A1, B3 for the full adder as the input, and full adder 4 will produce the sum and the carry. The sum will be stored in the P4 bit, and the carry will be given to the full adder number 7. Now let us see the implementation for P5. So P5 contains the carry out bit from P4. So this is the carry out bit from P4. And here for the first full adder number 6, it receives the input. One is C out, okay, from the previous stage. Other input is the product term A3B2, which is generated by a AND gate. Now the output of this full adder number 6 is the C out bit and the sum. So sum is going again to the full adder number 7, wherein the other product term is being added, which is A2B3, and the output of the full adder number 7 is sum and carry. Sum is being forwarded to the P5 bit. So P5 bit stores the sum of full adder number 7, and C out is given to the full adder number 8. Okay. Now for the last bit, that is P6. Okay, for the P6 term, we have to add the carry term generated from P5, which is this C out carry generated from P5, and it has to have another input A3B3. Okay, so this two inputs for the full adder 8 are the C out bit from P5 and A3B3 input. Okay, and C in will be the C out of the full adder number 7 for full adder number 8. So full adder number 8 will produce the sum, which is stored in the P6, and it will produce the carry C out, which will be stored in the P7. Okay, so this is the way we have implemented the second technique. It's not different than the first one. Only thing is some rearrangement is required. So if I compare it, here we have 4 adders in series in line connected, right? Whereas the stages will be 3. Here we had you can see over here 3 adders connected in succession, whereas the stages over here 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so in the earlier approach number 1, we had 4 units together connected and 3 stages. Here we have 3 units together connected and 4 stages. It's one and the same. Okay, so both the techniques which we have discussed over now are one and the same. Let me show you two in the full screen mode. uh, Around 15. Yeah, so this is the entire implementation. The circuit to your right hand side, which you see over here, is the approach number 2 for 4-bit array multiplier, or we can call it 4 cross 4 array multiplier. Okay, so this is in totality which we have seen the circuit, the implementation. Now the hardware requirement will be similar. So let's check the hardware requirement of this. It will also contain 16 AND gates, 4 half adders, 8 full adders, and 12 total adders. Okay, and we have seen this general structure. If it is a m cross n multiplication, okay, where it is 4 and 4, m and n are 4 and 4, number of bits in A and B, let's say. So we require m into n AND gates, n number of half adders, m minus 2 into n number of full adders, and m minus 1 into m number of total number of adders. Okay, one more thing which I want to share is this, that instead of these half adders over here, we could use full adders also with the C in bit given as 0. Okay, so we can even do that, but to save the number of transistors, we implement half adders over here. Okay, so this is the implementation, the second approach for implementing 4 cross 4 array multiplier or 4-bit array multiplier using approach number 2. Okay, so that is all for this session. Next time we will see the timing analysis for the array multiplier. So until then, have a good day and thank you.